All right, in this video, I'm going to be telling you the benefits of monogamy, 5 benefits of monogamy that is for, in general, the community and so on. Now, I'm not necessarily one who pushes monogamy or non-monogamy. I like telling you the benefits, the differences, the possibilities of both, right? I'm not someone who's just going to push one way and the other. I've made videos before talking about the non-monogamous behavior and biological setup of humans, but also, again, I'm balanced, I'm just, I'm fair. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the benefits of monogamy. And the first thing is this: it adds stability to the community. So what happens is we start with saying this, just as I said before, the biological setup of humans is not as monogamous as you think it is. Women are very selective. They're hypergamous. Men are actually polygamous when they have the opportunity to exercise options. Now, what this does is it skews things, right? So let's say you have the men on this side, women on that side, the equals, right? But women date up. So and men actually date equal or down. So women date equal or up and men date equal or down. But what happens is it causes this. So the women, right, select up. They select the best males. All women do this. You do this. You look for the sixth. Well, it depends on the culture. Let's say that, because this is not every culture. But in the Western culture, there's a big focus on getting the 6-foot guy with 6 figures, 6-pack, and he has to be much bigger than 6 inches, right? The laws of the 6. Women want the top 6%, right? You could be a woman who is a 6 looking at a guy who's a 10, not even acknowledging your equal. That happens a lot in the Western world nowadays. So naturally, women humans are polygynous, which means that men, that's the act of men having multiple wives. But what would happen in that context if everyone was practicing it, which wouldn't happen, by the way. Not everyone's going to practice it, even a man who could. But what would happen is all you women would select the best guys, because why wouldn't you? You're already doing that. But you would, if you thought there was no problem with being the 2nd, 3rd, 4th wife, you would select the best guys, and the men who are below would be left without anyone, right? So a lot of men would just literally, phase out. They wouldn't sire any children and so on. Now, of course, what this does is that this doesn't add stability to the community, because this frustrates a lot of men, gives men temper problems, anger problems, whatnot. They're not releasing that energy into a woman in the ways that they want to. So monogamy helps avoid more crime, violence, and masculine inequality, as I said. So there's more likely to be crime, violent behavior from men, that aggressiveness, I guess, because they're not releasing it, that all of that testosterone build up. That's going to happen in the context if women had the ability to choose up. So actually, from this perspective, monogamy is for men, but we'll talk about that another day. The second thing is it's in line with our need for pair bonding. So it fits perfectly with our need to pair bond. Although I said that humans generally, the sexual behavior of humans is that they are indeed polygynous, and that's the behavior that we see. Actually, mentally, we are we still take pride in pair bonding. We want to pair up. Now, some people pair up with more than one person, blah, 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 all of that. But again, just generally, people take pride in pair bonding. Just naturally, we want to build something with someone. We want to be in a situation where there's a sense of commitment from both sides, more definitely mentally, where it's like, okay, it's me and you, we are together, we're doing something here. Now, the reason why this is actually beneficial, because the third point is that children get sustained care. So if you have a situation where the man and women are staying together, rather than in other animals where the man does his thing and then he leaves, which is what humans could do, and many do, many of our fathers just abandoned us. So in a situation where pair bonding and long-term commitment is permitted or encouraged, the children are likely to get sustained care, right? They're likely to get attention from both parents, resources from both parents. If one is out doing this thing, the other one is had to take care of it. So you can see why nature would promote that behavior, because, you know, two is better than one, of course. Now, the third thing is that, so that was one. We said add stability to the community. We said two, in line with our need for pair bonding. Three, sustain childcare. Four, well, it's kind of linked to the first one, but every man gets a wife. That was really, I was supposed to separate the two a little bit more. But yeah, as I said, monogamy is actually for men, because women would date up, right? So I kind of mixed the first one and the fourth point together, but I'll just quickly recap it, which is, if the women were to exercise their nature, which is to select the top guy, they will select the top guy, and many guys would lose out. So this way, it actually kind of forces women, right, to be on their level and get with their equal. Be on their level, get with their equal. But then the downside of that, I guess you could say, is that when they are not looking for commitment, what do? They look for the bad boys. They look for the, you know, millionaires. They look for the top guys. And when they're engaging sexually with these top guys. And then when they want to commit, then they get with the guy that's on their level after they've, you know, had their fun, as they would actually put it. So, you know, it's kind of a mixed one. But number 5, right, is lack of jealousy, which is kind of a... This is a 50-50 one, because actually monogamy promotes jealousy in many ways. However, in situations where, you know, men are getting their own wife, they do at least have the potential to make guard and say, well, this is mine, which is actually based on jealousy. But there's a less of the need for people to act upon jealousy, right? So in many ways, in situations where, let's say, it's polygamy and the man takes multiple wives, of course, in that situation, a woman's going to have to deal with her jealousy, which is actually a good thing, because people in those scenarios don't experience jealousy because they work on it, if that makes sense. So we'll talk about that when we say the benefits of non-monogamy. However, there's less of a reason technically for people in a monogamous setup to be jealous, because they're saying, well, you're just with me, so there isn't a reason for me to be jealous as long as you abide by the rules of this relationship and so on. It also stops other men from being jealous of what the top guys have, because they'll look at the other men and say, well, I want what he has, I want all those girls, blah blah blah. So there's the aspect of, it takes away, theoretically at least, the need to be jealous. But actually, when you look beneath the surface, I don't know if this is kind of a gray area, because monogamous couples are actually the most likely to be jealous, because they're more likely to activate their possessiveness in those situations. So there's two sides to it, basically. But I want you to comment down below the benefits of monogamy. Let me know if there's anything I missed. I'm sure I did. And I'll see you in the next video. So peace.